VLSos here. This is a video lesson on fractions. There's lots to be said about fractions. What we're going to do here is just define it, explain what it is. A fraction is a way of representing a part or parts of a whole. So if we consider a whole to be 1, then something smaller must be a fraction. And we can divide a whole into pieces, and those pieces could be any size. I've divided this whole into 8 equally sized pieces. I could represent wanting to enumerate or count 3 of those pieces and represent that quantity as a number. I would need to do it with a fraction. In this case, this is a visual presentation of the quantity 3/8, the fraction 3/8. And the fraction has a division bar, and 2 numbers. The top is called the numerator, and the numerator is the number of pieces that are counted. In this case, the numerator is equal to 3. Because of all the pieces in this presentation, 3 have been counted and represented by shading. The bottom number is called the denominator. And the denominator is how many pieces the whole is divided into. In this presentation, the whole circle was divided into 8 equally sized pieces. So we have the denominator of 8. Fractions can be represented in a few different ways. With a fraction bar, in general, like a divided by b. We usually say or voice a fraction like this as a over b. And we can use the division symbol as well to mean the same thing, a divided by b. There are types of fractions. And names for them. We have what we call a proper fraction. An example of a proper fraction is 3/4. What makes it proper is that the numerator is less than the denominator, and the fraction represents only a part of a whole. We can compare that to an improper fraction, like 21/4. This is improper because the numerator is larger than the denominator, which means that you have more pieces than you need to make a whole. this 21 over 4 could be converted into another type of fraction called a mixed number. A mixed number is a decimal combined with a proper fraction to make a mix of the two. Mixed numbers represent a quantity that has some whole and some fraction. And then sometimes we might refer to a decimal fraction, though this is not a fraction. This decimal represents a quantity that is a part of a whole. So we use a decimal point to turn decimal notation to represent the same thing that a fraction can. Again, technically, 0.25 is a decimal and not a fraction, but it's the decimal number's way or form of representing a part of a whole.